Hello, I'm Pastor Ari Matson from Martin Luther Church at 93rd and Blue Mound in Milwaukee, and this is AfterWords, my weekly blog. This past Sunday was Christmas, December 25th, 2011, and as I was going through all the text preparing for preaching and that this week, one of the things that strikes me again in the Gospel of Luke, I love all these stories with the proclamation that comes from the angels to the different people. And the thing that I love about these stories is the fact that the angels always have the same greeting. Don't worry. Don't be afraid. Fear not. To all the people that come. This comes from the Old Testament as well. We see it again and again in angelic appearances. And I love this greeting because, one, it's to set them at ease, but the fear not is not because they're not going to have something difficult to do. The fear not is not because nothing is wrong or nothing is bad. The fear not comes because God is with them. But the angels almost always follow up this fear not with orders, with commands, with ideas of what God wants them to do. So part of the fear not is kind of setting them up for what's coming up. It's like saying, now don't freak out, but God wants you to do something. Now, the things that God wants these people to do frequently are not easy. They're not simple. They take a lot of faith. They take some stepping out of comfort zones and trying to do new things. And they take a lot of trusting that God is with you. And that is behind the fear not that these angels share with the people. Fear not. You're going to do something difficult. God's calling you to step out of your comfort zones, but God is with you through this. The God who has been faithful through the prophets, the God who has been faithful through time, that God will be with you during this time. And so as we move away from Christmas and move back into the rest of the year and prepare for a new year, a challenge for you to think about is, how is God calling you to step out of your comfort zones? What is God calling you to try in order to serve this world, in order to care for God's people, to love God by loving others? And knowing that God's call often is not easy. It can be difficult. Maybe God is calling you to try something new, to step out and do something new with your life that you've been thinking about. Maybe God's calling you to let go of something that's been holding you back. Whatever God is calling you to do, think about it and pray about it, but know that wherever God calls us, near or far, young or old, that God is faithful to us, that God walks with us through those things. The God who has been faithful through the prophets, the God who has been faithful through Jesus Christ, the God who is still faithful to the church today. That God is with each and every one of us as we seek to follow and grow in our trust and our faith in Jesus Christ. I hope you have a blessed and Merry Christmas, and I'll see you next week here on AfterWords.